dream is pretty much over now, isn't it? Because Team GB in the women's rugby are going out, aren't they, against the USA?
Yeah, 17-7 down here, Ben, just in the closing seconds, and not enough time to bring it back. So disappointment for them and for Jazz, unfortunately. It would be another Olympic Games passing them by, just missing out on a medal.
Yeah, and that probably, will be Jazz's final Olympic Games, you would assume, do you think?
I mean, she's not yet hit 30. There's possibly still time for a fourth Olympics. I wouldn't rule it out yet. But certainly it's a distinct possibility that we might not see her again. And look, individually, she's got a great legacy, like I said, and a great Olympic career. 3 Olympic Games speaks its own volume. But she would be disappointed to go out like this. She would have wanted a medal.
She really would have wanted a medal, but as we've said on this show, Gord, she's been a great ambassador, hasn't she, for Team GB and for Pembrokeshire as well.
Yeah, definitely. She's a superb player, superb athlete, and she's, as I said before, she's a real inspiration for women around our county. And whatever happens in this Olympics, she'll have a legacy of playing in 3 Olympics, maybe 4th.
Yeah, let's see where that goes. So Team GB heading out in the women's rugby sevens. Let's turn our attention to local football, though, for the final part of the show, because we're not a million miles away from the league season starting in Pembrokeshire. I watched Haverfordwest County actually on Saturday. They were beaten 4-1 Gord at Gloucester City, but I spoke to Tony Pennock actually after the game, and had some positivity from it, even though they were beaten on the day. The actual pre-season has been pretty good for the Bluebirds, and he did seem quite happy with the work they'd done. But Gloucester were a really well organised physical team, probably as physical as anything Haverfordwest will play in the Cymru Prem this season. 6'5" centre back, 6'2" left back, and in the end they just had a bit too much power for Haverfordwest's youngsters actually.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how they get on in the beginning of the domestic season. Because Haverfordwest have had problems with other sides that have these big centre halves and big centre forwards. We tend to be quite a small side that likes to keep the ball on the deck, pass and move and get around teams. So Tony would have been working hard in pre-season with the boys with that. So hopefully they come up trumps in the next month or so and pick up a few wins, which we would like to see.
A local derby as well, Fraser, to start the season, just up the road, away to Carmarthen. It's a League Cup game this coming weekend, so first competitive game of the season ahead of the league starting, I think, a week on Sunday for Haverfordwest when they play Connors Quay away. But that'd be quite a feisty game to start the season, against Carmarthen, right?
Yeah, there's always added spice to it because you've got former players on both sides, teammates, former teammates, friends versus former friends. So, and like you say, it is the closest they do get to a local derby. It's been interesting watching over the years. The two teams have really fluctuated in terms of who's the superior. It hasn't been actually that many seasons where they've both been level pegging in the same division. But in the last couple of years, obviously since Rob came on board, Haverfordwest very much in the driving seat in terms of that rivalry, playing a division above Carmarthen now. But Carmarthen want to make a statement. Of course they will. They're a division below them. They've seen Haverfordwest come in, make a glut of signings in the last couple of years, play in Europe, and they'd love to knock him off, put it that way.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Gord, you'll know as well because you're a regular at the Bridge Meadow, but some of those away fans that travel with Haverfordwest, there was quite a few of them actually on Saturday. They had a great day out, mainly because at Gloucester City you can buy a pint. They serve it in nice cups so you can take it outside, and they had all of Gloucester Brewery's front row lined up basically on the bar, so that was very popular with the Bluebirds fans. I had a good catch up with Dennis O'Connor, who I know from years ago when he did the Save the Coast Guard campaign. He's now the commercial manager at Haverfordwest and absolutely loving that job, by the way, so it was great to see him. And there was quite a decent number of Bluebirds fans who made that journey down the motorway to Gloucester, and they were in pretty good spirits by the end of the game, even though the result didn't go their way. They're a good bunch, though, I think. Yeah,
they've certainly got a good following over the last season or two. They've added a few younger members to the. I shouldn't call them the ultras, should I? But
you can.
Yeah, the casuals, is it? The blue casuals.
Clevi casuals.
Clevi casuals. But it's great. They drum up a great atmosphere. And and the boys really appreciate it on the pitch because you need somebody to cheer you on, no matter what level you're playing at. and they do travel up to North Wales quite regular as well. It's good to see that happening now too.
Yeah, no, it is good. And I spoke to Sean Pemberton as well. So he was there, the former Haverfordwest captain. He was watching, and I think he was enjoying the hospitality as well. Not having to play in a pre-season friendly at that point, he just got on the bus and watched as well. So
Well, Sean isn't used to it. Anybody watching him play, that's the problem. Only joking.
He sends his best wishes anyway. Right, let's just have a look at some of the local football that is happening. We're in pre-season tournament time, aren't we? The Weaver Callan Cup phrase gets underway today, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, actually, the competition. Gordon just mentioned it up there. Pennar made some strong signings. They're looking in good shape. Obviously, Ben Adams, one of Gwilt's signing, very good striker. He's gone back there. So the outcome of this pre-season competition could actually be a good indicator. You'd expect Moncton and Pennar to both be in the final, and just double checking the draw for it now. So Pennar playing Pembroke Borough tonight. You wouldn't expect them to have any problems there. Then Moncton playing Hundleton tomorrow. So you expect a Pennar Moncton final on Friday. There'll be a big crowd there. There always is for Weaver. And it could be a sign of things to come. The outcome of that game would be interesting as well.
It does seem teams are back in pre-season training now, Gord, getting ready. Who are you going to keep an eye on when the new season starts?
It's the usuals, isn't it? Goodwick, Hakin. It'll be interesting to see. Merlinsbridge got a new manager in Mike Preddy as well. It'll be he's taken over the reins at the Wizards. So it'll be interesting to see who comes through. Carew as well. They had a poor season last season by their standards. They'll be hoping to rectify their form. It'll be a Claverson Road as well. Now, there's a team who had a great end of last season. They got a taste of silverware. Have they got a taste for the title? We'll have to wait and see.
They enjoyed that Senior Cup win, didn't they? Yeah,
they did.
They certainly did.
Yeah, I think that's the challenge for Claverston Road now, isn't it? You know, that they've always been a side who can beat a team on their day. They've been in 2 Senior Cup finals before this one. They're capable of going far in competitions like that. It's doing it consistently and challenging for a league title. That's probably almost the one thing this generation hasn't done since it's come up from Division 2. So that's a good challenge for them.
And Fraser, we said we got the Weaver Callan Cup underway today. We had the John Bailey and John Gwilt memorial matches, didn't we, last week as well?
That's right. Sadly, the schedule we've just been talking about, an earlier season start this year has almost diluted some of the traditional pre-season tournament. So the John Bailey tournament was actually only played over one match, Goodwick against Letterston, a comfortable win for Goodwick there. And the John Gwilt, two sides met, old boys actually met in the John Gwilt Memorial match on Sunday. John Gwilt, great character in Letterston, and fitting actually, similar to the Joe Lennon final, which the first one started with Joe Lennon scoring the winning penalty. It was James Gwilt. I think he played in goal for both teams over the course of the day. But James Gwilt saved the winning penalty in the shootout to give the Letterston old boys the win overall. So yeah, look, they form an important part, these tournaments, because you do remember old characters, they do honour legacies, but they also guarantee teams pre-season games as well, without having to maybe go and arrange elsewhere, because they're already set up in the pipeline. Of course, we've got the Joe Lennon Cup coming up soon as well, the Eddie Merry. So a lot of these tournaments are played in the summer now, but they certainly serve a purpose.
Also, this Saturday, while I remember talking about pre-seasons, my old friend Andrew John, known as Kanga, he had a motor neurons disease and sadly died in 2010. His team are getting together. That's my son's age group, who are now in their 30s. They're getting together to play against Camrose on Saturday and raise money for motor neurons disease at Camrose AFC. I think 2:00 kickoff. So go along and support the event and support a great cause.
Yeah, that is a really good cause, no doubt about that. Thank you, Gordon, for mentioning it, and good to see those pre-season tournaments still in full swing as well. And you do kind of feel, and we touched on this last week, the teams that might do well in the Pembrokeshire Leagues this season, chaps, are the teams that manage to keep 11 players on the pitch, because we've got Simbins coming in when the league starts, haven't we? And that. I think it could be a bit chaotic, couldn't it, on the opening day of the season with that new rule?
I don't think it's been very well thought through. Whatever you think about the thing of sin bins, you're a Pembrokeshire referee. God knows the situation. I'm not joking about it now. Not all games have designated officials. You're a Pembrokeshire referee. 9 times out of 10, you haven't got any neutral linesmen, right? What you're gonna have to wear?
What are you trying to say there, Fraser?
I mean, you have to be wearing a couple of watches, aren't you? Because potentially you're sending people off for a certain amount of time. Yeah, so I think it could be chaotic, and I can say
And
that.
Fraser, do we know? Is it happening across all divisions or just Division 1?
I believe I believe in all regional leagues and the FAW. It's not been
I,
brought on by the It's not been brought in by the
I think we
It's been
should have a
specified.
referee and a manager on to talk about this new scenario.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I think let's throw it open. We did this last week, didn't we? Actually, Gord, before
Yeah.
Fraser joined us last week, we did say any referees watching, and I know they do. We do get referees watching this show. Any refs who would like to come on and just talk us through the sim bin rules, how they're going to admin it on day one. I'd really like to hear from you, because I think, and I agree with what Fraser said there, and Gordon said last week as well, it's not going to be easy. You're going to need multiple watches, and they're going to have their wits right about them to do that. So we'll repeat that. We'll put it open. If we had a sim bin rule on this show, Gord would be gone early doors, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Most weeks he'd be in the sim bin.
I should just say, sorry, Ben, just come in now. A message from Kenny Davis, who obviously Gordon know well from West Rugby Club. Just a tribute to Peter, who wanted to read it out. Very sad. I was lucky enough to spend a lot of time with him in the Haverford Leisure Centre gym. He would train very hard and seriously, but he also had a wicked sense of humour. I think that's pretty,
And I think ending the show with a laugh is how Peter Morgan would want it to be as well. We remember him this evening, and thank you, Gordon, for paying tribute to someone who was a great mate as well at the start of the show. I thought you did that brilliantly. That is it for us for tonight. We will be back next Monday between 7 and 9. It's Pembrokeshire Island Discs on the way next. Good night.